Hey everyone, and welcome back to the OMG show. And today is going to be pretty cool because I really need to humble myself, and it's always fun looking back, and it's always fun to look back quantifiably, right? And especially in the world of business, we're always looking at sales and what we've been able to do. And so the other day I was inside of a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and someone was struggling using the tool to generate any kind of sales. And so they were asking if essentially, is this tool worth it, or is it a scam? And I went ahead and actually just looked at the tool, and I just looked at the lifetime that I've been using the tool for, and I was amazed that, like, oh wow, I've generated $1.5 million in sales using this one tool, and I was like, that's pretty awesome. And so I wrote a lengthy post on what they could do to actually generate sales for the business, and I figured, why not actually do a podcast episode on this, because I know that many business owners, we rely on tools to move our business forward, but tools only aid our business. They don't provide a foundation for our business to actually scale and grow. What does that is the strategy and understanding exactly what you need to be focusing on, so that way you only pay attention to the things that matter, as opposed to that shiny object syndrome that everyone always talks about, right? And to be honest with you, shiny object syndrome is a symptom of what I like to call like the smoke monster, right? And if you've ever watched Lost, which is a good show from back in the day, the smoke monster was this kind of like omnipresent, kind of scary little thing that was kind of always giving all the characters on the show some slight fear. And in terms of entrepreneurship, right, we generally have a lot of overwhelm when it comes to moving our business forward, selecting which tool is best and which strategy to go with. And we see a lot of people preaching success online, but when it comes to our business, if we're not seeing that success, then we start to have doubt, fear, frustration sets in. And in reality, if you were to quiet all that and just focus on the main points that actually move your business forward, you can see success in a relatively short amount of time that'll actually give you the confidence, the encouragement, the motivation, and the inspiration to keep on keeping on, as I like to say. So before I get into actually the meat and potatoes, I just want you to know that if you head over to www.oscarmgarcia.com/powerpack, you'll actually get a nice PDF document that outlines all of these things that I'm going to be talking about in depth. So, again, I've been in your shoes. I've been in that portion where I've done 98 different split tests to go from a 5% conversion rate on my landing page to a 15% conversion page. And then for some reason overnight, it went to, a 75% conversion rate, right? And I've been there. I know what that feels like to generate one sale online, for $19 and then have no sales come in for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So, I've looking back, $1.5 million in online sales, it's pretty awesome. I have to admit, it's pretty freaking cool to kind of look back and be like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And so, look, the first thing I can tell you, the first secret that I can unveil is one secret that you already know, and that's that you have to do your research. Okay, you need to do your market research. Now, there's a good way of doing your market research, and there's a bad way of doing your market research. And what I always recommend is that you need to do your market research by harvesting the good from your competitors. Whatever competitor you are in, find the most successful ones and look at what they are doing and mimic it. Okay, mimic what they are doing, mimic the products that they have, the way they're talking about it. And then what you want to do is then look for opportunities, right? Areas of opportunity that are points where you can add your own twist, your own personality, and make that product uniquely yours. Okay. Now, many people struggle with the idea of having one offer, and this offer is kind of all-encompassing. It solves all these different problems. What you need to do is fine-tune that offer so it's very specific to a particular problem. Okay. And even more so, we need to dissect and break apart that offer into multiple steps. And this is where we start to talk about an online sales funnel. Now, my online sales funnels always have at least a low-end offer, an order bump, and an upsell. Okay, so a low-end offer can be something from $7 all the way up to maybe $47. An order bump, which is some kind of cool little add-on that's going to help them get results faster, easier. And then I have an upsell, which is a deeper dive into the strategy that they are looking for. Okay, and the reason I have a sales funnel set up this way is because number one, I do need to generate income for my business, but number two, I don't want to have too many steps to the point where when my customers go through the funnel, they feel like I'm trying to exploit every single dollar, from them, right? So it's kind of a delicate balancing act that you have to manage. And so for me, what I'm thinking about is, okay, well, how can I increase my average order value? So if you have one product and you're selling that for $100 and that's it, your average order value is going to be $100. All right. However, if you include an order bump and an upsell, your average order value increases. The reason why this is important is because we have to understand what our customer acquisition cost is. As long as our average order value is greater than our customer acquisition cost, we're good. We're making money. Right? If average order value is greater than customer acquisition cost, we're getting paid to generate customers. Okay? If average order value is the same as customer acquisition cost, then we're generating customers for free. We're not making money, we're not losing money, we're getting them for free. Right? Now, if customer acquisition cost is higher than average order value, that's where we start to lose money. And unless we have some kind of lifetime value strategy at play, it's going to be really hard to sustain that model. Okay, so when we have an offer, we need to break that offer into kind of smaller bite-sized chunks and set it up in such a way where we have an initial offer, we have an order bump, we have an upsell, and that we are looking at our average order value, trying to maximize that, increase that, and keep our customer acquisition cost low. In order to determine those two factors, we need to send traffic to our funnel, which is point number two that I want to unveil to you, is that you need to have a paid traffic strategy. And even if you decide to go organic, in today's world, there's no such thing as free traffic. It just doesn't happen. The reason why is because you're either paying with your time or you're paying with your dollars. And at least to me, I'd rather pay with my dollars because time, as you know, is our most valuable asset. So when we are paying with dollars, right? Of course, the first time we run ads, we have to look at it as an investment because we're not sure if we're going to be getting a return on our investment, right? We don't know if our offer is going to resonate. We don't know if we're going to be making any money. So we're investing that money to figure out whether our messaging is correct, our offer is correct, et cetera, et cetera. We're testing out our audiences, we're testing out our copy, our imagery, we're testing all these different factors to determine where everything is kind of working together to send the right people to our funnel that is eventually going to buy. Okay, and the thing too, which you have to consider if you're hesitant on spending money on traffic, is that you have to think that your business exists to solve a problem. Okay, whatever that problem is, it's out there, and many people are having that same issue. So it's your responsibility as the business owner, and if you have a solution that solves that problem, that you need to make the most people aware. And you're going to be able to do that with a paid traffic strategy. So whether it's Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google search ads, SEO, whatever the case may be, you must have a paid traffic strategy that is constantly sending people to your sales funnel. If you're creating blog posts with no links to your sales funnel, you're not doing it correctly. If you're creating advertisements on Facebook without sending people to a sales funnel, you're not doing it correctly. You must be very intentional on how you're using paid traffic because you're spending dollars, cash, right? And cash is king. Cash flow is important to your business. So you must be very intentional on how you're spending your cash when it comes to paid traffic. And everything that you spend money should be sent to a system that is designed to then return that money with you, hopefully with a few other friends, back into your bank account so you can scale your business. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, we're always, trying to balance out average order value with customer acquisition cost. And the way we do that is by focusing on conversions, which is point number 3 that I want to make to you. You must focus on conversions. Every step in your sales funnel, in your sales process, is a drop-off point for your customers. So, yes, you can eliminate steps, Absolutely. Or you can also focus on increasing your conversion rates, and you do that by fine tuning the offer, fine tuning the copy. You can A B split test different things, but at the end of the day, you won't be able to do that if you're not getting any traffic, which is why traffic takes a bigger precedence. Right? Once you're able to generate traffic consistently, conversion is the next thing you need to be focusing on and making sure that you're hitting the right key performance indicators, or KPI, I should say, to make sure that you are hitting profitability. And you can determine what your profitability is going to be before you even publish ads, right? If you look at your sales funnel and you look at every single step in between and you take a conservative estimate of what the conversion rate is going to be, you can reverse engineer the math to determine what your cost per click needs to be and what your customer acquisition cost needs to be in order for you to be break even or a 2-to-1 profitability or even greater. But you must focus on conversions, okay? Because not only is it going to move more people through your funnel, meaning getting you more customers, but it's going to decrease your customer acquisition cost, which also increases your margin in the back end, right? It's like classic example. You can make $1 million, but if it costs you, $999,000 to get it, what was the point? Right? So we must focus on conversions to lower our customer acquisition costs and get more people through our sales funnel. And once we have all these three elements in play, we have the offer set up in a nice, 3-step funnel with a low initial offer, an order bump, and an upsell. We're sending paid traffic to our funnel and we're optimizing for conversions. That's going to get you a profitable paid traffic funnel that generates money while you sleep. Okay, and it's going to give you the freedom and the ability to live the lifestyle that you want. So go ahead, implement these 3 steps today, because this is the strategy that you need to be successful in your business. Thanks so much for watching today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one.